My boy, what I'm about to teach you today will change the way you understand attraction. When we're done, you'll be able to attract girls without saying anything to them. You will already know if they are attracted to you, and you simply hold their hand during the process of seduction. You must already have strong masculine traits in order to pull this off. This might seem unfair, but unfortunately the world is an unfair place, and only the strongest survive. Weak men did not get the chance to exist before social constructs were put into place to protect them. Now they've been allowed to thrive and warp reality. It's time to bring back masculinity. In human history, if you were unable to be a strong man, then you'd be just another bag of meat on the food chain. But in today's society, with our needs for safety being met so easily, primal urges display themselves in a much different way. You can't escape nature, and attraction takes place on a subconscious level that men and women can't control. This is why the top 10% of men are sleeping with all the women, while the rest of the guys are getting frustrated by girls who don't answer them. Some of these top men have money, some have a body women crave, some are funny, and some are masters of attraction. It doesn't matter, but as a man, you need some positive traits. If you don't have something going for you in life, then picking up girls is not what you should be focused on. An advanced game like this is definitely not yet within your reach, so focus on yourself. Regardless of what their strengths are, all these men have one main trait that's very common in between them, that women find irresistible. We'll talk about this trait at the end of the video, but for now let's look into how you can pick up girls without saying anything. My boy, when I learned this, the game changed, and my perception on attraction changed along with it. I've seduced girls whose names I didn't know on the first night I met them doing this. I've also picked up girls who didn't even speak the same language as me. This will overpower logic and make the primal urges of women take over. I remember the first time I saw this happen. When I was much younger, we used to throw the best parties in the city. These parties attracted celebrities and extremely beautiful girls. I remember one night we threw a party and a minor hometown celebrity pulled up. This was within the first few years of his fame, and he went on to become huge, but at this point, he was just starting to become well respected in the city. There was a large VIP section they were sitting in. Now keep in mind, he was sitting 2 meters from me, where I would sit every weekend, and he wasn't yet such a huge artist that everyone knew him, but he had a strong presence. Knowing how to carry yourself is so important in our world today. Anyways, I remember he was sitting at his table, which was pretty empty other than him, his manager, and a few of his boys. He leaned back, started scanning the room. As he made eye contact with a girl he liked, he made them walk over to him. I was confused at how he was picking up girls without doing anything. He was in the exact same position I was in every week, but I could never pull that off. Eventually, throughout the years, it clicked for me. You see, girls will see you on a scale of attractiveness. For simplicity's sake, let's say that scale is between 1 to 10. If a girl views you as lower than a 5, then there is basically no shot you can seduce her, no matter what you do or have. Attraction is an impulse, and we have no control over it. If you don't make her feel some type of way, there is no way you can seduce her. If a woman doesn't find you attractive, don't waste your time. You can eventually get with her, but it's a waste of energy that can be spent with a girl who wants you. There's no real point, and it's not an easy road. It's definitely not one you can travel while not saying anything. If you want her to fall in line without you saying anything, she must view you as a 9 or 10. You must first be the dominant energy in your life situation, and people will notice, especially women. When you want women to be submissive, you need to be the opposite to attract that behavior. If you don't want a masculine female, then you need to fill that role yourself. Dominance is an important trait, but not the one I want to speak about today. There's many examples of that topic that you can find on the channel already. I'm going to assume you've built some traits of a high-value man if you're trying to attract girls without talking to them. Now you're probably wondering how you would know a girl is attracted to you if you never talk to her, so let me explain. My boy, have you ever been sitting in a room full of men when a pretty woman walks in? Have you taken in how they act? Some become macho men and try to look dominant. Some become comedians and start disrespecting their friends for laughs. The other ones become a servant at her beck and call, doing whatever she asks. You know what I want you to do? Nothing. Don't move. Don't acknowledge her unless she talks to you. Don't change your behavior or energy. Let their actions make you look better. you'll automatically stand out. You must not compete for women. They must choose you, and they must do it wholeheartedly for you to get the submissive version of them. When you're in a social setting, there's very subtle keys that make a huge difference, but most people are unaware of them. It starts with eye contact. Scan the room you're in when you're at a social event. When a girl wants you, she will do her best to put herself in your line of vision. You will make eye contact with her. When you make eye contact, you must not break it. If you do, you've already lost your chance with this girl. Let her break eye contact and take note of how she does it. Slowly breaking eye contact while looking down is a clear sign of submissiveness. She might also smile slightly and look away quickly. It doesn't matter. Keep looking at her until she looks back at you. Some confident girls will keep eye contact the whole time. At this point, you simply need to signal her over with one finger. Literally one finger. Don't do anything else. No extra movements, and do it with confidence. If she starts walking towards you, then you're on the right path. If she doesn't, don't move. Go on about your night and stop paying attention to her. She'll find a way to come around eventually. Usually, if she really desires you, and you're acting like this, she will follow along subconsciously though. Now at this point, it's much easier if you're at a party with loud music. If you're not, then you have to talk to her a bit, but you can do it from the position of knowing this girl literally just walked over to you because you signaled her to. If you know the game and don't talk her out of liking you, then she will view you as an alpha immediately. Ask questions, let her talk, and respond to her playfully. Later this week, I'll teach you how to flirt comfortably with live examples of what you should or should not do with women. Like I said, I used to throw parties, so I had an easy time testing many different approaches out. But I made this one work at house parties as well. Music makes everything much easier though, as it creates emotion. When she walks over to you, you don't have to say much, but you can't come off as unable to talk. Ask her name, but don't give her yours. Make sure you're still maintaining eye contact the whole time. If she asks you your name, you answer her with one word, then smile, and ask her to perform a small action she won't hesitate to do. Tell her to pour a drink for the two of you if you have bottles, or to grab you a napkin or something. Now let her stand beside you and stop looking at her. Let her stand there for a while wondering what to do. This is another one of the reasons music is key to picking up girls without talking to them. At this point, instead of continuing the conversation, with one finger grab her belt loop or pinch the side of her dress without touching her and pull her towards you. Watch her reaction closely. If she resists, then you might need to do a bit more to get this girl to open up. But in that trance, most of them won't. You must never display uncertainty during this interaction, so do this without fumbling. If she willingly comes towards you, then grab her hand, spin her around and pull her close. Let her dance on you. Trust me, if you're at a party and you've made it all the way to this point, then no girl is going to reject you. Don't move as she dances on you though. You need to stay aloof. Lean on something if possible and let her do the work while you hold her steady. Slowly, you can start to grab her hips as she's dancing and hold her tighter against you. If she's wearing jeans, the belt loops are great for this as well. Start moving up to grab her waist, then slightly graze her chest, but very quick. Next, lightly grab her neck and pull her body towards you. Do this all extremely slowly and confidently. She may try to kiss you. Either don't let her or let her do it very briefly. Let her build it up in her mind. If you've made it through this, congrats, you've basically turned a girl savage for you without saying anything. Doing this isn't something simple any guy can pull off, I'll admit. You must be desirable, and that mainly means being confident. That's the trait all the men I mentioned at the beginning of this video have in common. They're all confident. By altering your behavior, you can level the playing field with guys who have much more than you. Growing up, I wasn't the richest or best looking guy, but I was able to attract the girls some of the most powerful men craved. These men would do anything for these girls while they ignored them and came to hang out with me in my parents' basement. Attraction is not a choice. You must first become attractive to the point that people can't resist you. It all starts with your energy. Now watch this video on how to have sex appeal to learn how to make women crave you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content.